Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Spiral Society. On last week's episode, we talked a bit about Stanley Kubrick and his cinematic horror masterpiece, The Shining, and how it was possibly his confession to filming the moon landing for the government. It's the perfect transition to what we want to talk about this week, because this week we're talking about a little bit about another Stanley Kubrick movie called Eyes Wide Shut. Eyes Wide Shut gives you a little bit of peek into the world of the ultra wealthy, the ultra elite. Today, we call them the secret societies or the Illuminati, if you will.
Okay, so I would like to say, first of all, the movie, and I think we can all agree to this one, it is a boring movie if you don't really know what you're looking at. It doesn't
Yeah.
make much sense. It doesn't have a beginning or an end. You can get lost and end up in a situation where you are like, what the fuck did I just watch? This seems incomplete.
Yes.
Well, the movie is incomplete. Stanley Kubrick showed the movie to Warner Brothers, and I think we touched on this in the previous episode, where Warner Brothers wanted to eliminate 24 minutes of the movie before it was accepted. And this was the final director's cut. So it didn't need any more edits that Kubrick wanted. So we don't know exactly how to interpret this one. It's really open to anybody's interpretation. But the more that you know about, the occultism and everything that he's trying to show, I mean, really it depends on your perception.
In my opinion, the part of the movie that was eliminated was the part, because even though there's symbolism and imagery, hidden imagery throughout the whole
Yes.
movie, the meat and potatoes of the movie is this party where all these elites are doing their crazy,
Rituals.
yeah, sex and satanic rituals. But that is like 5% of the entire movie. But the what's going on in the movie surrounds this one tiny piece of the movie. So I feel like if anything got cut out, it was more of that party that we didn't see.
Yeah.
Why it got cut out, that's anyone's guess.
Was it just like too graphic? But once again, I have to admit, we talked about this movie for a week privately between us, and we covered that movie a little bit in the first episode. I just didn't have it in me to rewatch it. I've seen the movie years ago, and just like T said, it's boring. And even though I can look at it and watch it from a different perspective, I cannot put myself through another 3 hours of this. Even though if I find something new that's awesome, I just didn't have it in me, guys. So I gotta admit, I didn't watch it again.
It is long. It is fascinating to me. I watched it first and I didn't understand it. The same thing that happened to me with The Shining. The second time I watched it was maybe a year or 2 years ago. And I had a little bit more understanding on the, occult symbolism and all of these elite parties and all of these things that there's always rumors around this. And you really never know because they're secrets. And I found the movie to be very interesting if you really know what you're looking for. Again, it's not really giving you answers, but it is pointing in a direction that I would love to discuss, moving into the subject of the secret societies that involved government and Hollywood. It's fascinating to me, to be honest with you.
I'm mostly fascinated, not fascinated, it's probably a wrong thing to say, but whatever. The fact that he literally died 6 days after presenting the movie. I think that created the whole speculation and a lot of conspiracies just because of that fact that he died. And maybe if it wasn't the case, that movie would not be so much talked about. I know it's
I
wrong
think
to
he,
say, but there's
I
something in
think
it too.
he was getting ballsy. He was getting ballsy. He was given freedom of creative freedom. I think this came about with the deal that he made with the government, and he was funded. And this is known. You can research this. And I think that they started to notice that he had some, regrets or with the wanting so bad to expose the truth of things that he knew. And I do believe, I know not everybody believes it, but I do believe that he was trying to expose something really dark that goes amongst these people. And that was what dictated his death.
I'm a skeptic. I'll
I know.
admit it.
I know.
I I'm interested in it. I find it fascinating. I find it, very interesting and kind of neat. But to me, it's giving I'm just watching a horror movie or hearing a spooky story around the campfire. I'm
Right.
not buying it. Was there imagery and symbolism in that movie? 100% absolutely. Did Stanley Kubrick do it because he was trying to tell us a secret? Or did he do it because he knows it's attention grabbing? It's what the audience wants to see. The people who are reading between the lines and watching the movie with different lens, they'll pick up on that shit and they'll say, "Oh my God, this is awesome. He's telling us something." It makes hype.
You see, I also saw different information that it wasn't necessarily a director cut. There was still a lot of stuff missing. Like the music was not there, and it was not a fully finished movie when he presented it to them. And my question is why? If there was like still no music, and music is very important when it comes to like finishing the movie, music sets the mood, it sets a lot of tone, and in general, it's very important. So the fact that music was missing makes me question why did he show the movie to them if it wasn't like fully completed?
There could have been timelines. We really don't know. And these are questions that we're always going to have. And obviously that this is speculation. We don't know anything that is a fact for, this subject in particular or any subject we're going to touch today. And by the way, can I just say I love my life. I do not wish to die. Anything said here is alleged. It's just my fucking opinion. I
I was
don't
like,
want
where's
to
this coming from?
die. I'm not suicidal. Just saying. I'm just putting it out there, okay? This is it. But for me, T, in this regard that I know that you don't believe in this fully, it is entertaining for many people. I can't make myself not believe because it will be hypocritical for me. I believe in magic. I believe in rituals. I practice them every day. So for me, I couldn't just pretend that it's just fiction. In my life, the way that I see it, there's just so much more meaning to the things that we don't know and we're not part of. So I do pay close attention to those situations. Like for example, all the symbolism in the movie, the mirrors. The mirrors for me represent, the duality, the fragmentation of the mind when they do MK Ultra or things like that. The poster for the movie, is it called poster?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The,
movie
okay.
poster, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The movie poster, in the poster is Nicole Kidman showing only one eye, the one eye symbolism. For me, that is like, I always seem to find all of these little clues, but like you said, is it hype or is it, symbols to make you look for truth? I don't know.
It's normal because movies, it's cinematography is a form of art. So when it comes to any art, it's normal to include multiple different layers on one piece of art. So it's not just like one dimensional. So it's a normal practice for not just Kubrick, but for many directors and artists in general to put a lot of different meanings into something. The question is, did he try to spill some beans? And if you did, do you guys think or believe that a certain secret society or Illuminati or whomever the fuck ever tried to kill him just because that movie was something, I don't know, explosive, and that's why they cut some parts of it and decided to kill him so the truth never comes out? Do you guys believe that?
I do. I personally do.
I'm I'm 50-50. It's hard for me to say yes, being as that I don't believe in, and I don't want to say I don't believe in the Illuminati because historically there was an Illuminati, like for a fact
Yeah.
they existed. They weren't the boogeymen that people make them out to be today, but they did at one time exist. But because I don't believe in the boogeyman that people make them out to be today, it's hard for me to say like they killed Stanley Kubrick. Do I think that crazy shit goes on amongst the elite and the ultra wealthy and like all these people who have way too much money and way too much time on their hands? Yes, they're bored, they're nuts, and they need adrenaline rushes in greater ways than you and I do.
Yeah.
But do I think it goes as deep as like human sacrifices and satanic rituals and I mean, maybe they have sex parties, but I don't think it's anything more than just having a sex party. I don't think it has anything to do with Satan. I don't think it's that deep.
I
Well,
think we could open. I'm sorry, were you gonna say something, Alec?
no, I was just gonna say that I'm gonna answer my own question. I do not believe that Illuminati and whomever killed Kubrick. That's just like I'm not saying I don't believe that they exist. I'm saying I don't believe they killed him because if their goal was to make sure the movie is not gonna come out, they don't have to kill him. If they're so powerful, they could have just like fully closed the project and make sure it's never gonna see a day of light. But
Right.
I do believe in secret societies.
But Alex, so many people were on that set and so many people were a part of that movie. And Stanley Kubrick solely directed that movie, but he co-wrote it with someone else. So like there were other people out there who would have been like, what the fuck? What happened to the movie? We made
Right.
this whole last movie. So I mean, they couldn't just say, oh, Stanley, we're not doing it.
I mean,
There
this
would
it's a common practice that movies sometimes don't get to the finish line. And if Illuminati are so powerful and they had so much interest in that movie, one of those people who work on the set would have spilled some beans to someone and they would have gotten information that this movie is too dangerous for us to come out. So let's just nip it in the bud as soon as we can.
And
But the
I think
general
that's
public knew. The general public knew he was
yes.
making it. And he was like
And
the
it's
highest
Kubrick.
grossing, yes, the highest grossing filmmaker, one of still to this day, one of the highest grossing filmmakers of all time. I don't think they're just gonna throw that movie in the trash can and be like, well, see you, Stanley.
Yeah,
Thanks,
I
but
want to
no
address
thanks.
two things. First, money. Money was invested, and he was, like you said, he was making them a lot of money. That's money always rules, right? And I do want to address something. I do believe in the Illuminati, but I do think the Illuminati has become a household name. I don't know if their practice still alive today. What is alive is the worshiping of certain practices, in my belief, because the Illuminati has become a mainstream media logo.
Mhm.
Okay. But there are other secret societies that are very close related to the Illuminati that people don't talk about a lot, that I would love to talk about today. And like I said, I do believe in the Illuminati. I know the history of the Illuminati. This is factual information. The practices today and that they control everything behind the scene, I don't know. But there are secret societies. They're definitely involved in Hollywood and in government. I don't want to die. It is factual. It is known. So maybe the Illuminati has just become that meme. Didn't you say that to me, Teen? Like a meme already? Like everybody's like
A
with the
brand.
eye, the fucking thing, whatever.
It's like branding.
It's a
Yeah.
PR stunt. It's a P
Mhm.
I
thank you,
mean,
Jay-Z.
JC, yes,
Jinx.
Jinx. But I did find Jay-Z has the people confuse the Illuminati because they use the eye, okay, the fucking eye, with Illuminati. But the one that influences Jay-Z, known, and there's interviews and there's pictures of him wearing his fucking outfits and sporting his quotes is I don't like him. He gives me nightmares. Aleister Crowley. He was a weirdo. He was just evil and a terrible human being. And they seem to have forgotten who he was and disregarded the bad and be like, oh, yeah, he just wanted freedom and everything else. And we can dig a little bit more into him. But he was the one that used the eye the most. In one of his most famous pictures on the book of law, I think it's called. I think I wrote it down here. Yeah, the book of law, because he wanted to start a new religion. Everybody is with the fucking religions. Please stop. Stop it. Just
What
let
was it
people
mean
called?
live.
Like Thelma-lism or
No.
Thelma. Don't make me pronounce it. I think it's the Thelmaism. I'm not
Yeah, yeah,
sure,
yeah.
I
but
mean,
it
the
is
reason they
the.
want to create the religion because it's easier to control masses this way.
Of course, it is fucking cults everywhere, all around you. So, in that book, in the famous book, he is a very famous picture of him that he's like this, and he has the hat with the eye, and that's become Jay-Z's logo for things like. And a lot of people follow this trend, and they have publicly said that they love Crowley. So that's weird.
PR stunts.
That
PR
takes
stunts.
me into the sex parties. He practiced, so he was very wicked. He had a horrible relationship with his mother after his father passed, and he developed this sort of serial killer Do you know how some of them like hate their mom and they kill women like resemble their mom? Well, he developed this weird obsession with sex where his poetry was all filled with like, I'm still afraid of saying these words. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Rape, pedophilia, zoophilia, and eating shit. Like he was just gone. He was to the extremes of it all. And when these people follow, and he decided after making the Book of Law, he makes a book called The Sex Magic. And this is where all of this opens up to what we see today. And I am a firm believer on that.
I don't know. I hear T when she says about the PR stunts too, because even though I believe there might be some secret societies on different levels doing different shit, I also believe that there's a lot of celebrities are using this for PR and just to get attention, and that makes sense to me also.
Aleister Crowley,
Yeah.
I think he was a fucking nut job. Just to be clear, I'm not
Yes.
thinking that anything that he did was a PR stunt. I just think he was a sick weirdo. The celebrities we see today, I guess it was Jay-Z who brought it into, mainstream pop culture.
The Beatles, Led Zeppelin, a bunch of them.
Well,
no, not
not to that level, I would say.
I think what you're talking about is more like hidden imagery and symbolism. Jay-Z brought it into mainstream media, putting it in your face and making it popular.
Right. In recent times, yes.
Yes. And he just got the ball rolling and he became ultra famous. We know Jay-Z is ultra famous, ultra wealthy, not because of him pledging allegiance to the Illuminati or whoever.
How do you know?
Please.
We don't know.
Give me a fucking break. Give me a break.
Listen.
Give me a break. He got popular through his music and knowing how to market himself. And he found his niche, which with this bullshit. And it's so popular that other celebrities are still doing it today.
I wholeheartedly disagree with that because I am a firm believer as well that you can't advance in Hollywood to a point of stardom in like these positions, within Hollywood, unless you accomplish certain things. So you can see people how they're incredibly famous and they sing and they do amazing work. Like what's his name? Hosier, whatever.
Yeah.
I think he's incredibly talented. And he's never been able to make it. Like Incubus, they've never been in awards shows. Like there's a lot of bands and people that don't make it. They make it, they become popular in some sense, but they never really reach a level like Taylor Swift, Jay-Z, Beyonce.
Incubus is terrible. That's
No,
why.
you're terrible. You're terrible. No.
But you see,
No,
also
you're not
like there's a
terrible.
lot of artists who were one-hit wonders, and that makes me question. They got to this popularity that Jana, you're talking about. They made this amazing song that like the world picked up, and then maybe theoretically somebody approached them like, if you want to keep the ball rolling, you gotta do A, B, and Z, and they were like, well, fuck that shit. That's why they remained as just one-hit wonders. Because it's hard for me to believe that somebody so talented they can literally write an amazing song that the entire world would be singing, and then they just like flop after this.
I agree.
It's
I know
possible,
Very
but
easy.
like
Very easy for me to believe. Happens all the
I
time.
think they have just so much control over your career. They do have it. And remember that the television, the people that talk to us on television, the people that influence you, they are the people sending a message. So obviously you're going to always see that the majority of the people are sending you the same message. We can see it now with the whole progression, talking about the Satan and the devil and all this shit. You have all of these new artists that start normal and then they fucking become this weirdos are showing the fucking blood of the devil or whatever the fuck they do. I don't know. The little Nas. I don't know any of those people, to be honest with you.
I don't know them well either, but I know what you're talking about. We've seen it recently with Doja Cat. I can't name a fucking song, but I could tell you she's all over the internet dressing up like the devil and doing crazy shit.
But that's how you know her. Otherwise, you would have not known
Exactly.
her. So I hear you when it comes to PR and doing this shit for just like shits and giggles and for being known.
I'm not saying evil things don't go on in Hollywood, and people don't do things to purchase their fame. I don't think they're selling their souls to Satan. Literally, I don't think they're selling their souls to Satan. I don't think they're sacrificing family members and loved ones. I
I
don't
do.
think they're cannibalizing babies. I think the things that happen are still evil, but not to that level of evil. I think it's more along the lines of, hey, if you sleep with this person or if you sleep with me, I can take your career here. I could take you to the top. I could do this. I could do that, which is still fucked up and which is still evil. But it's not this woo spooky bullshit.
I think both concepts could exist
Yeah,
with
both
each
realities
other.
can
Yeah,
exist. Yeah.
I think they are potentially coexisting. I think whatever you brought up, the like quid pro quo probably is more common and more, sadly, more often the case. But
You think Taylor Swift ate a baby, Alec? Tell me right now.
so I'm not gonna.
I
Yeah, you
don't
won't
know,
have
but
the
that
like Taylor
bitch,
Swift fans coming after me right now. Hell no.
come at
Like,
me, bitch. Come
I don't
at
want to
me.
target on my fucking back. But
You think she ate a baby? Just say it.
when it comes to like the rituals, I don't think we know as a public what the actual rituals are. Do I think they have rituals? I think so. Do I think they do them for a reason that is not for us to understand in some cases? I agree. Is it necessarily eating a baby or sacrificing your
Right.
annoying sister? Not always. But I still believe,
Brittany,
yeah.
do
Oh,
something.
she should
I'm so
have. She
Never
should
mind. I'm
have.
Right?
kidding. I'm fucking kidding. Jesus. I can already sense the trigger in people. She said to kill Jamie Lynn.
She hasn't got no fans. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You're
No,
safe.
but you know what? To that you were saying, Alec, that the rituals can mean different things in different ways because I am so my mind sees everything different and I can understand how some people don't believe it. I fully believe it. For example, do you guys remember when Kanye interrupted Taylor
Mhm.
speech?
Yeah.
That for me 100% or 99% to give me the benefit of the doubt so people don't come for me, blah.
I'm gonna come for you.
That was a humiliation ritual for both of them. After that
Girl,
moment,
How was that
after that
humiliating?
moment,
that
For the
was
most part.
Kanye West being Kanye West, which
he
is
was
a
humiliated.
narcissistic piece of shit asshole.
Yes.
That's
But
all
Yes.
that was.
He
it was
is.
humiliating. Okay,
No,
but that gained her a lot of momentum.
it gained her a lot of everything. Now she's the it girl. She sucks. She is overrated, fucking playing teenage songs when she's like in her 30s. Grow the fuck up. She has, there's no reason for this woman to be this famous. And the progression of her persona is very telling for me,
I mean, people like
my
her.
opinion.
Well, I'm not a fan of her. I don't like her music. I don't even have one song of hers in my playlist. I
Can't
don't. It's
wait.
just not my cup of tea. Do I think she's overrated personally? Yes, I do. But people like her. A lot of people do. A lot of people appreciate her talent, and that's what fame is about. It's not about like pleasing weirdo Alec and weirdo Adriana and weirdo T. It's pleasing the masses
Yeah,
I
some
for the
can't
people,
most
name a
part.
fucking song. I can't name a song, but I will tell you this. We will not get canceled for talking about zoophilia and cannibalizing babies. We will 100% get canceled for saying fuck Taylor Swift.
fuck
Okay?
Taylor
just,
Swift.
just so we all are aware.
Yes, it is true. And also, some people like Taylor Swift and some people eat turds. So,
To
I mean,
each their
people,
own.
yeah, including
I
Doja Cat, that apparently she likes to eat shit.
By the way, I love to eat shit. Dude, I love eating dog poop. It's like my favorite thing to do. It's fucking
But
awesome.
whatever. What I'm saying is that two realities can coincide. Maybe it's just, for minds like mine that like to look into the occult. The occult just means that which is hidden. So I want to know. Why am I out of these secrets? I need to know. I want to know more every single day. So maybe it's nothing, or maybe it is everything. And they put it on your face so much that it truly makes me believe that they do this purposely. So it's not a secret like that. It's just more like it's everywhere. It's just this. It's just PR. So that's the way I see it and perceive it.
Okay, I have something that if this is not going to help convince T, I'm going to give up. So,
Oh God.
Do you two have your phones next to you?
Yes.
And also for everyone who's
Oh
watching,
God.
I want you to also do a little something. So,
Jesus Christ. What are we doing?
boom, boom, boom. Okay, so Illuminati
Uh-huh.
backwards is Itamanuli. So if you spell the word Illuminati and read it backwards, it's gonna say Itamanuli, whatever, doesn't make sense. But if you put that word in your browser and put .com, tell me what happens.
Okay,
Just take
so
the word Illuminati,
spell it for me.
ITAM. Fuck. I
Yo, I am like 4 vodkas deep. Ain't no
Wait,
fucking
no.
way I'm
Wait a
doing
second.
Illuminati backwards.
I'm gonna
Okay.
do it right
.com.
now.
I wrote it down.
Wait.
So Illuminati is just one T, but double L. So ITANIMULLI. So that's Illuminati
.com?
backwards. Yeah, put that and put .com and tell me what happens. T, you're not doing it. Adriana White, T's not
I
doing
told
it.
you I'm
I'll
in
spell
no
it for
state
you.
of mind.
I'll spell it for you. I promise.
Okay.
So I'll spell it for you.
Stop.
Adriana Shush.
Stop.
Adriana Shush.
Okay, do it.
Okay. ITANIMULLI .com. That's Illuminati word backwards.
Oh my God. I
How?
goosebumps.
Boom, boom, boom. And you guys,
I
if
have
you're watching us,
goosebumps.
please do the same thing.
How? Well, okay,
Ah?
I'll give everyone at home a minute to do it, and then I'll say it out loud where it takes you. Is this
Pause
a
right here, people. Pause right here so you can wait for it and come back with T so you can hear what we have to say. Oh my God, T. I'm gonna do it again. This can't be real.
Okay,
No,
It
so
is real.
go
this is
ahead,
sorcery.
do it again, and while you're doing it again, I'm gonna tell everyone where it took us. And I don't know if you could see my phone,
We're gonna
but
add a bigger image here.
it took you to the official government website for the NSA.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe it.
Why? Why did they buy
Ooh.
that? Why did they buy that? What the fuck's it called? Hyperlink or whatever?
So that's been like I've been spiraling on this shit like years ago, and it was driving me crazy. So apparently, I don't know if it's official version of why the reason is, but apparently somebody random just was smart enough to buy this domain and redirect that domain to the NSA
But why?
website for shits and giggles. Somebody thought it's funny. Somebody did this. I think that's the most official version that I know.
Oh,
But
so not even anyone who has anything to do with the
NSA,
NSA.
no, just
This is-
somebody random did it. Apparently,
I'm sorry, but they're the NSA.
uh-huh.
They could
Yeah.
fix this if they wanted to.
Exactly.
If you were able to find this, I'm sure this is a known fact. This is wild to me.
You guys, I'm telling you, I
It's
was
mind-blowing.
spiraling years ago on this. I just let it go because I don't fucking know how to see that. And it's an
That's
anagram. It's
wild.
not even an anagram. It's just literally Illuminati backwards. It's not even like creating a different word out of the letters. It's not an anagram. Even I said it wrong. It's just simply Illuminati backwards.com. Takes you to the fucking NSA website.
The government has, okay, so we know this is wild because, there are a lot of people in government that are in secret societies, that being either the Freemasons, which the Illuminatis tend to come out of the Freemasons, and the Skull and Bones.
Yeah.
Skull and Bones, do you guys know what they are?
Yeah, Yale University.
Briefly,
Yeah.
I remember that there were a few presidents, and I
A
think
few, a
George
lot.
Bush.
Bush, yeah.
Bush. In
Yeah.
fact, when Kerry and Bush were going, Kerry and Bush
John
were
Kerry,
running, against each other. Those were the first two members of Skull and Bones going together against each other. So it would have
Oh.
been like the same shit that you pick because the purpose of them. So this very hyper secret society that operates until now, they were established in 1832 and they're still going strong till today. And their only purpose is to put their members of their secret society in very strategically
You got it.
You got it, actually.
strategically high positions of power, which all of them, some Masons don't make it to be like this amazing, people that have influence in the world, but
Like the guys down the block from me and the,
Right,
the
right,
old men
right.
down the block.
Yeah,
in the
I actually
Freemason
had to
hall.
do I had to do research
book
on
club.
that one because
The bingo club.
They play domino.
Yes, that's exactly what they fucking do. I bet you.
I bet. But these people, they want to put people in high positions of power. And this way, first of all, they protect each other like no other, just like Scientology. It's just such a fucking weird vibe. And the rumors along the years have been very, telling. For example, when they do initiation rituals, initiations are here to test your commitment and if you can be trusted and if you can hold secrets, right? Here it comes, guys. I found my flying turd. So some of the initiation rituals include spitting on a cross. Spitting on a cross. Well, this is for the Masons, though. For the Masons, you're told to either spit on a cross or not. And depending on the decision you make, this is where your fucking neighbors come in. I hope they're not watching. Hi, guys.
They
Just
are like
kidding.
95 years old, and I don't
Unless
even
you
think they
put
know
this
what a
on the
computer
TV.
is.
Yeah.
Oh God, no, please. But anyways, supposedly it's said that when they make you either some blasphemy like this, like spit on the cross, depending on your decision, you will go to one side or the other. So the ones that say, no, I will never do that because that's my Lord and Savior. Most Masons are Christians. This is a Christian social secret society, supposedly. But the ones that don't, those are the ones that are steered in another way. And that's where the whole Illuminati situation comes in. But for the bonesmen, that's how they call them, the bonesmen. First of all, weird that all of these fuckers need to be alone. It's men only, no women allowed, right? Guys, one of their most rumored ritual is that all of the initiates have to lay naked in a casket, blindfolded. This is for the fucking skull and bones where fucking presidents go be part of, okay? They have to lay down on a casket naked, blindfolded, and they have to jack off while all of the other members, no, sounds weird when I say members, stand around and watch. I have decided...
Do they play the cracker game though?
I don't know what that is.
Do you want to?
I want to
Yes.
know now too.
Yes.
You don't know what the cracker game is either?
I probably know what it is, but I don't know that's the name of it. I don't know. Tell me.
I know
Tell
that
me,
as
tell
an
me.
insult for white people. Is that wrong?
It's another type of initiation. I don't think it's an initiation to secret societies of the elite per se, but it is an initiation amongst, I don't know,
Some groups.
stupid groups of men. And everyone sits in a circle and jerks off. You could do it blindfolded. Why not?
That's like circle
And
jerk.
there's a circle jerk, and there's a cracker in the middle of the circle, and everyone jizzes on the cracker, and the last person to finish has to eat the cracker.
Yeah. Okay, that's
Men are weird. This wouldn't happen with girls. You know this.
that is so true. Actually, it was like a whole woman secret society. I don't think they would just like finger themselves in a circle, and
Oh my
like
God.
whoever does.
Men are weird.
Yeah.
Men are, but it's but because of this fucking fact that I recently learned, I decided that I'm gonna call them the skull and boners.
Skull
Because-
and boner.
Skull and boners, because you can't make this up. They
What
do
happens
have-
when they finish? Nothing.
I don't know. Maybe
you're in?
I don't know
Congratulations.
what happens. I don't know
Here's
what
your-
happens. I
here's
would
your
love to
robe.
know. Alec,
I don't know if I believe that,
join.
honestly. Like I've
Join.
heard a lot of rumors that like they get fucked in the ass, like to get
Oh,
through
okay, but
the
that's fucking believable.
initiation.
The
I
fuck?
don't believe that either. They like do like weird sexual stuff, but like I don't know, maybe because it's like a group of straight men usually, and that's so embarrassing for them. Maybe that's why they try to do this like humiliation to have some shit on each other so they can build
That's it.
trust this way. I hear that thought process, but why does it have to be sexual? Like, what's wrong with straight guys? Like,
It
I don't
always
get it.
that always
Because they're
goes
not.
back.
They're probably not. A lot of them.
Yeah, but why in such an open fucking world? And besides, aside of the fact of being closeted, I don't think it's just so surface level as that is. These secret societies need to have shit on you. Guys, they have real skulls. There are actually rumors. If you look at videos made back in the 70s where some of the members actually went to Native American graves and stole the skull and bones. And I don't even want to say it. It sounds so fucking dirty, but they fucked the skulls. And that's how, there's a lot of things. And by the way, this, you can look it up anywhere. The room is sealed, no windows, no nothing. There is said that all of the decoration is very dark. The occult symbolism behind it all, with death, that they have to do blood rituals, which is mockery. They don't drink that's what they say, that they don't drink the blood, they don't cut the heads, but they mimic these things. Why would you mimic, even if it's for fucking pretend, why would you mimic eating human flesh? Why would you mimic cutting a human's head and drinking fake blood? Why, if it's not something that you truly would be, I don't know. This is all fucking weird to me.
Well, that's what some people believed back in the day, that gives you strength and superpowers or whatever bullshit. And, if those secret societies are still following the main core of the OG societies, they have to just still follow the rituals. But maybe nowadays they're like, well, this shit is bullshit. So we're still going to do it for respect of our whatever people who started this shit, but we're not going to go that crazy. But I don't know. It's
I don't know.
I don't understand why all of it is. Historically, a lot of these secret societies, when they first started, were rooted in atheism. They wanted to be free from, religious constraints that were placed upon them by government or whoever. It was based in socialism. They wanted to be free from capitalism and how, the wealthy were keeping them down and keeping them poor and keeping them stupid. And they wanted to form their own groups to have their own little freedom within their groups, of actual freedom of religion, actual freedom from a capitalistic society, and basically talk shit about the government and the rich. So I don't understand how what it became today evolved into the opposite now, because now it is about religion. It's about either some twisted form of Christianity or Satanism. And it's all about money, because you got to have money to even step foot in the door of these most secret of societies. So I don't understand where that changed along the way.
I mean, IllumiNOti historically started just to not be a part of, back in the day, Christianity that was everywhere. And they were a group who were like, well, fuck this shit, I'm not into it. And then even they were beefing historically was the religion, I'm not gonna say societies, but religious people for the most part. And even they condemned secret societies at so many times because they were like, oh, shaming them for worshiping Satan. But my question is are they really worshiping Satan, or that just the way of religious people saying that oh, don't join those people, join us? Because at the end of the day, it's whoever has more followers, that's the group that has more power.
I think it always comes down with every subject that we have to the balance. I feel like you're right. The Illuminati try to divert from the Christianity because it comes out of the Masonry. Masonry, it is a strictly Christian secret society. Most of them are Christians. And that's when I give you this example of the blasphemy that needs to be done. And I think that's when they start splitting, who's daring to do this, which, think about it, we might not believe in religion, but there's billions of people that do.
Yeah.
So this was a way to separate these two groups. And one side is like, oh yeah, I have family members that are Masons right now, and they are very on the fucking outside, because I have determined that I don't know anyone. I know nothing. I know what they're showing. I don't know their fucking heads, and I don't know their secrets. I don't know. No one does. Yeah. So in the outside, these are Christian or Catholic men, and they have been in the Freemasons for the past 30, 40 years. They don't seem like fucking evil, weird, eating baby people at all. But supposedly there's this other side where when you do commit this blasphemy, they call it, this is another group that it starts, and is a little more in the occult side.
But you see,
and
it makes
also,
no sense. I'm sorry to interrupt, but
No.
please explain it to me. So it's the same group of the secret society, but they have two wings, one religion and one not religion. people, like religious people, how does that make sense to like how can they coexist under one umbrella of the same
The-
secret society?
It's not the same umbrella. That's the thing. So
Mm.
there is a beautiful picture drawn in back in the fucking, I don't know, when Jesus' shoes were made. I don't know when. It's back then.
That's a great timestamp. Because,
That
oh, yeah. Do you mean 1995 before Christ? Okay, thank you. Got it.
anyone who speaks Spanish will understand what I'm trying to translate from Spanish. But yeah, a picture drawn back in the fucking day. It shows a beautiful representation of the Mason floor, the Masonic floor, which is the black and white, with the two pillars that is represented in all of Kubrick's movies, by the way. And then it shows all of a whole ladder on this side that has all of these steps that reaches you to a certain level. And then it has another side that has bigger steps. So it's harder to get from one level to the other. And that's what less people are in this ladder than this side. It's a beautiful, beautiful picture. It's amazing to be studied. There's a lot in there. So I don't know. That's what it said. At the end of the day, we are speculating. We are just trying to decipher all of this secrecy and trying to come about. Like, why are there so many presidents that were in the Skull and Bones? Is it because they went to Yale? I don't fucking think so. Why so many members of Congress and so many people have been in Skull and Bones? It's what are they holding?
I don't know, but now I have to think about George Bush and John Kerry
But
jerking
Skull and
off.
Bones is not like
Oh
really
my
that
God. Yeah,
huge.
they've seen each other's weenies.
But it's not that huge. Like apparently it's like 15 people a year that join them. It's not a huge society that like has tons of graduates of Yale. It's just a few of them. But I don't know if you guys saw there's been many times that Bush did talk about the New World Order, and it's been captured in many statements. Well, I'm not gonna say many, but there's been definitely a few that you can
A lot of them, a
find.
lot of them have.
Yeah, and this whole New World Order was something that right now I'm watching those videos and I'm like, well, that's suspicious.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Like,
But the
first,
original New World Order, if we take it back to, again, what everyone originated as back in the fucking 17 and 1800s when Jesus's shoes were being made.
fuck.
I love that.
How
I
is that
love
a
it.
reference?
I love you.
I need to look into it because I'm not comprehending.
The New World Order was something that still to this day, if people truly understood what the original New World Order was, they would want that. Because a lot of people do want separation of church and state. A lot of people do want freedom from religion within the laws that we have to follow in our daily lives. They don't want those to be influenced by Christianity. There's a lot of people who do want, eat the rich. They want to do away with capitalism. They want the rich to pay higher taxes. They want to stop carrying the burden for the rich. So the New World Order was rooted in a lot of the same things you still hear today. But once again, it's been bastardized and became this boogeyman story when in reality, it's something there's still people out there today fighting for.
And I think the
Everything
church
gets
has a lot
lost.
to do with it. Yeah. Like the
Yeah.
church probably played part.
Listen, and I know this wasn't planned, guys, but I also believe that the Catholic Church is fully satanic. And we can make a whole episode on this if you guys want. But the whole point of the New World Order it's like I was gonna say when I said this, everything is just so, I'm not gonna say blown out of proportion, but things can be born in a way and get grabbed and rubbed and turned into something else. When you hear people talk in positions of power, I'm talking about the WEF or in the UN or presidents talking about the New World Order, it doesn't sound like unity. It doesn't sound like peace and love and harmony. It sounds like control. It sounds like ownership of people. And that is what the scary part is. And this all relates to all of these main secret societies, being the Freemasons, the Illuminati, if they still fucking exist, and the Skull and Bones. And I'm sure there's even more secret that we don't know. I mean, but I don't know. It's very fucking freaky. And you see it now in Hollywood. You see it with that chick that you made a video of, Alec. What's her name?
Ice Spice.
Ice Spice.
Yeah.
I don't know who she is. And I did a minimal, like, honestly, I think I spent 5 minutes doing research on her because I just wanted to know who she was. And what I saw already gave me all the information that I needed.
Well, please tell me because I have no idea who the fuck that is. Besides, she did some shit at the Super Bowl that everyone got their panties in a bunch about. So please
Okay.
enlighten me.
She was a nobody like us, just a person that made songs here and there. And all of a sudden, she made a song that I think it became famous on TikTok. And day to night, she's hanging out with the Kardashians. She's being at all of these places. She's everywhere being pushed to your fucking face. She starts doing all of these hand signals that we discussed. Yes, Italians do the horns and you do them down, by the way. You don't do them up, you do them down. It is to repel the evil eye. But because I explained it at the beginning, because I do believe in magic. I always carry little things. What do you think is in this pouch? Fucking Lego pieces?
Drugs?
No. No. Like, I have my shit. I have my stones and I have my herbs and my things, you know? He's trying to make me snort something in here.
Like, it better be some weed, bro. Because, like,
No weed. No,
sage?
not in this
Come
one.
on.
Not in this one. But I do have my things. But I do believe in
Sage.
magic, the good magic, the good magic. There are people that believe in dark magic, and that is factual, that it exists. Just because some people don't believe in it, it doesn't take away from its reality and then the fact that it is true. So when she's doing this, when I was seeing all the Aleister Crowley bullshit that gave me nightmares last night, it reminded me of this. When he had Seth's magic, he was constantly invoking demons. Okay. And how do we know that he wrote Seth's magic books for acting in Hollywood? How do we know they're not doing all of this expecting to, gain some sort of power because of the T's already like, she is watched too many movies.
You see, even
But
I'm like
know.
here.
I don't know. It's just a theory.
No, I hear you. I see that there's potential possibility in this, but also, I don't know, if it was like that of a common knowledge, it would be accessible to more people. That's why when we talk about secret societies, like, yeah, we can say Illuminati, Skull and Bones, Freemasons, whatever. I think the true secret societies are actually fucking secret. If they're really true, if like those true secret societies exist in this world and they have some power, they are truly fucking secret and no one knows shit about them. Only a limited amount of people do, and that's how they can survive
Always
and
someone's
do
gonna know.
shit. Well,
Always.
yeah, but then, if there's like 5 people or 10 people or 50 people who know, that's not the same as talking about Illuminati, that every single person knows who the fuck they are to some extent. So I believe there's, if there's a secret society, they gonna be doing a little better than throwing it in your face.
But why do people know who they are? Why do people today know who they are? Not because they went and did research and were like, oh, I feel like reading about this random group. I mean, I'm sure there are some people who are very interested in the occult and who have. But most people, like Adriana said, the Illuminati is a household name now. Why? Not because all these people decided to do fucking research on it. Because celebrities put it in your face constantly because they know it gets them attention. Ice Spice, it got her attention. She was the only thing on my FYP on TikTok the following day was her.
Yeah.
And who was she sitting there with? I mean, and like we said,
Swift.
I don't want to put her down. I don't know who she is,
Same.
but that very well could be because I'm old and I don't know a lot of new music. But if I'm struggling to I can't name a song. If I'm struggling to come up with who this person is, what is she doing sitting next to Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl? And this was a very important Super Bowl for Taylor Swift because her
That's
boyfriend
what I
was
said.
playing.
She rose up from nothing. And honestly, guys, it can be just coincidence. It can be just the hype of it all. But when I see it in a larger perspective, like when I sent you guys that picture with all of the people covering the one eye, there are no coincidences. If you go and you research any artist, let's say big ones, Ariana Grande, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, people that are big already and established, Lady Gaga, you will always see a pattern of things in music videos. Alec, you are a producer of music videos and producer
Not
in
on
general,
that
I think.
scale. IllumiNOti, are you hiring?
Well, no, but you know what I'm going to say next is there are so much creativity, and especially when you have unique people like this, famous people that, you know, they want uniqueness. Why am I seeing in every single video drowning in bathtubs, shattering of mirrors, blood, Moloch statues? Like, why always the same symbolism?
Because for the same reason, it's visually appealing. It's visually interesting. It creates controversy. It creates a lot of shit. Honestly, my next music video I want to do, it's going to involve a lot of fucking mirrors because, like, you can do so much shit and make it visually so cool that it's going to look awesome. And some people going to find some weird shit in it. And that's also going to create conversation. So that's literally my next project that I'm trying to, like, squeeze out of myself, hopefully soon. But yeah, like, that's art. Like, I'm not saying that there's
I don't
art
think
on a
so.
different scale that has the actual meaning behind the symbolism, but also art is often used for that reason too. I'm here, I can see
Everybody the
both here.
same, but everybody the same. I don't know. I find that odd and honestly kind of freaky. I have a person in my life that is a brand new person to Hollywood, and it's already starting. It's already starting. I obviously won't say who. You guys know. It's just a lot. I'm going to be watching from afar and see the progression of this career. Wishing always the best. And I just can't seem to understand. It's always the fucking same.
But if you were to look around my house, for example, there are so many different assumptions that you could make about me. Right behind me, I have a satanic Ouija board. Okay.
Right.
Do I think that has any meaning other than an aesthetic I like and a decoration I think is pretty fucking badass? None. To me, none. Some people might look at that and say, holy shit, you're crazy. And it's right next to where I sleep in my bed every night. But it's just, it is a really cool aesthetic. It does draw your eye. It does make you wonder.
agree.
It does create controversy. It does, you know, get people intrigued. And even if they're horrified and disgusted and scared and all of these feelings all at the same time, they still can't look away. It's like a train wreck.
It is. It's true. Also, but that's very important what you just said. For you, it doesn't mean anything. When you are having your Moloch statue in your home, you're not sitting there trying to summon a demon. You just think it's fucking badass. You think that when I wear little horn things on Halloween, I'm trying to say that I'm a satanic person, that I love Satan. I'm not. I enjoy the aesthetic. I spent a long period of my life dressed all in black and being the darkest version of myself because I like that aesthetic. But when people believe, and that's what I was trying to say before, I practice magic. That's why I hate when people say, "Oh, she's a witch." Taylor Swift is a witch. You know what? She might be fucking. She might be. She says that she's a Christian, but all of her videos say the opposite. Those are things that I'm trying to say. Like,
Give me
why
an
you
example,
say
please. I need to hear how an example of what you just said because I don't know
Of what?
her music or her music videos. So I want to know what you're seeing in her videos that is like the
symbolism?
opposite. Yes, the
Symbolism of the star inverted stars, or all completely dressed in red, which is a beautiful aesthetic. My mom is psycho for red. She loves red and she's a gentle soul. But when we believe in certain things, depending on the meaning that you put into things, things happen for you. When I practice my magic, and you guys know I do my morning rituals and I do my thing, but I'm doing for the light. I'm doing the beautiful things. There are people obviously out there that do the opposite, which is the darkness. So your fucking house, it give me the wiggles to sleep in that room. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be like, is the fucking Ouija board gonna start moving when I close my eyes? Like, for fucking, I could not because I believe. So I don't know. I think it just depends on the way that you live your life and what you put intention to. I think the
what you
intention.
manifest.
Yes. Yes.
I agree with that. Manifestation is a strong thing, and different people manifest different things. Some people, you know, do it good stuff. Some people go it darker, and like that
Yeah.
just works, you know, and we might not believe in that, but that could exist. But I don't know.
We'll be right back with you after these short commercials.
Hi everybody, hope you're enjoying episode 2. Sorry for the jump scare, but we need to take a short break. While we're on this break, Take a look at this scene from Stanley Kubrick's Eyes Wide Shut. After hearing everything you heard today, can you spot all of the occult symbolism in just this one scene? Take a look.
Okay, so after a little short break, T, are you still a skeptic? I know you started this conversation with us being skeptical, but even after I dropped this factual thing that you saw for yourself, that IllumiNOTiBackwards.com literally takes you to NSA.gov website. Are you still a
Wow.
skeptic?
Yes. You even told me when we went to that website afterwards, you were like, someone did that fucking around because they
But how do
wanted
we
to
know?
be like, ooh.
That's
So
what they
yes.
say.
Yeah, that's explanation, but is it really?
I think so. I'm still a skeptic, yes.
But you see, when it comes to the government, there's a lot of factual shit that lets us have this conversation, because this is actually something I wanted to bring up during our episode 1. And by the way, guys, if you didn't see it, go ahead and watch it. So what I wanted to bring up, but I forgot, is the Operation Paperclip. So long story short, after the World War II, US brought a lot of German scientists on US soil because they did a lot of weird research, a lot of really unethical research that US just couldn't continue without them. So they brought a lot of them back to US. And the reason I want to talk about this in episode 1, because one of the top engineers who designed the spaceship was actually a German Nazi. And yeah,
The Nazis did some wild shit. They had crazy, beyond belief, but factual, it happened, experiments going on.
Yeah, and actually you can trace a lot of the Nazis that they brought here because they wanted to use their brains, even though they did horrendous things. They're part of the NASA, big time, and you can look it up. There's a lot of involvement on these people, those people that were brought here and giving sanctuary here instead of being fucking anyways.
Yeah.
But the same people that did the paperclip operations, they were doing what, one of my best topics of all time, which is MK Ultra, and all of the projects that come along with it. So it's Project Paperclip, MK Ultra, and then the strand of other programs that come along with that, which takes me back to Kubrick's movie that we started talking at the beginning. When you see symbolism here and you see the pillars, you see the Masonic floor, you see the mirrors shattering, you see the one eye, all of these things could also involve a lot of the MK Ultra symbolism. So when we see all of the symbolisms in movies and in music videos and all throughout performances, you can also relate a lot of these things to MK Ultra, the shattering of the mirrors, which is the shattering of the mind. And I hope we can go on, talking about this a little bit more, but there is just so much more that we don't know. And I do believe that everything connects with each other. And remember that they put these performers there to entertain you and also influence you. So I don't know. Hunger
But
Games.
but now we're moving into Project Paperclip, MK Ultra. These are all factual, documented government practices,
yep.
or they were. One can argue that they still are. So to me, it's a little bit different than like the Boogeyman Illuminati stories. But I mean, there is so much more that could be said about MK Ultra and all of this. And it still ties into this in some way, and how it's still prevalent today. And we see some of these signs in some of these celebrities. But my friends here and my friends watching out there, that is a conversation for next time. So thank you very much for joining us for this episode 2 of Spiral Society. We will see you again next week.
Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you.
Bye.
This was
guys.
fun.